We've been seeing some of the lowest tides in years across Puget Sound. So we've reached out to Jonathan Robinson. He's the coordinator for WSU's Beach Watchers program because we've got to know all the 411. What are we seeing when the tide rolls back? Jonathan, welcome to Spirit 105.3. What are some of the coolest things that have been popping up that you all have been seeing?
So many cool things that are found out at our beaches in Snohomish County. Sea stars, sea slugs, some amazing algae. There's so many cool critters. I could talk for hours about all the amazing things that are found down on the beach.
Do you have an all-time favorite?
Yes, my all-time favorites are the sea slugs, also called nudibranchs, because they have their gills on their back. And they are some of the most brilliantly colored animals. They're like bright orange, bright purple, and they do some amazing things. They're super cool, so cool. Scientists don't know how they do some of the things that they do. So they're like your garden slug, but imagine your garden slug and just beautiful colors and cruising around on the rocks at the low tide.
Oh, wow. That's awesome. So you called algae amazing. What? Because I don't normally think of algae as amazing, and I want to know why you use that adjective.
So algae, similar to our plants in our garden or flowers in our garden, comes in a variety of shapes and sizes and colors, and some of it can be incredibly beautiful. I was like you about a decade ago and just thought, didn't think much of seaweed or algae, but it is super beautiful. If you look close to it, some of it has some beautiful, like, flower-like structures, and then some of it's like iridescent red and green and brown. It's really, really beautiful.
Wow.
If you wanted to take kids to go see what you can see at low tide, what should they know? What should parents know about what kids can touch or get near or not?
That's a great question, and one we get a lot. So we have there's some beach etiquette rules. So I think the first thing that's very important in keeping in mind is that all of the animals, or most of the animals that live down there, are alive. They're animals, and you're walking on and around their homes. And so just trying to be respectful and gentle of the animals down there. And there's very few animals down there that can actually hurt you. But there are some that can, there's some bigger crabs that can leave a mark. And so trying to pick up no animals, if you make an OK symbol with your hand, don't pick up any animals that are bigger than you can fit through the hole of that OK symbol. And then just trying to be respectful of the animals. If you want to touch animals, which is great, wet your hands so you don't get the oils on your skin on them that could potentially hurt them. We encourage exploration and inquisitiveness. So like flipping over small rocks, no bigger than your head. But then when you're done looking underneath, putting the rock back gently. And so that way the animals can be back and be happy where they are at.
Oh, Jonathan, you are just terrific. I have to ask you about my favorite thing that I saw during the low tides, and that is that purple starfish. What do you know about that amazingly beautiful creature?
Oh, my goodness. So the starfish in the Puget Sound are probably my second favorite. They're incredible animals. So first of all, the starfish are the top predators. They're like the wolves of the intertidal, believe it or not.
What?
Because when you see one sitting at low tide, it looks kind of like a rock. It doesn't move a whole lot, doesn't do a whole lot, but they are voracious predators and will eat pretty much anything they can get their arms on. Mussels are their favorite food, so the black mussels you see on the docks or on the rocks, that is their all-time favorite food. And the coolest thing I tell kids about the sea stars is that to eat their favorite food, they have to evert their stomach. So their stomach comes out of their body and digests the mussels, their favorite food, outside of their body, and they slurp up all the juices and then pull it all back into their stomach, which is, for kids on the beach, it doesn't sound that appetizing to you and I, but that is how sea stars eat their breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and kids just lose their minds when I tell them that on the beach. It's pretty cool.
We'd really have to rethink restaurants, wouldn't we, at that point?
If you were a sea star, restaurants would be very different, absolutely.
Oh my gosh, Jonathan, why are you so passionate about the sea and our beaches? Because you can hear the love of what you do in your voice.
Oh, thank you. That's very nice of you to say. I grew up on the Oregon coast and have always had an affinity for the ocean. And as I was early in my career and going to school, going to college, just wanted to share the passion I had about the ocean and all the amazing things the ocean and the animals found in it can do with others. So I have been fortunate enough to be able to have a career where I can do that, and that right now has me with the WSU Beach Watchers. And that is, I think, my favorite thing about being a part of this organization is that the volunteers that we have on the beaches share that same passion that I do, of the love for the animals and the ocean and the Puget Sound, the animals that are found in the Puget Sound, and just want to share that passion with others and educate and inspire others about the ocean.
How do you become a volunteer?
Oh, it's a great question. So if you are super interested in getting down to the beach and love the intertidal, or just want to help the Puget Sound and be a steward of the Puget Sound, we have an annual training that runs from March to May every year to become a beach watcher. If you are interested, go to our website, Google WSU Beach Watchers. That'll get you there. We also have a shorter program if you're just interested in being out on the beach, a beach naturalist program. And that's a 3-day training that runs in April and May.
Awesome.
And if you're just interested, come out and find us on the beach. We are out on the beach a bunch this summer. We'll be at Mukilteo Lighthouse Park on the 29th, and in Edmonds on the 30th, and then on July 1st, we'll be at Kayak Point. We have some great low tides coming up.
You know, you are just absolutely awesome. Jonathan with the WSU Beach Watchers, thank you so much for your time. We hope you'll come on again.
Oh, thank you for having me on. It was a pleasure. And please, would love to chat with you guys again.